What is happening, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of Low Value Mail, the bad advice call-in advice show. I guess I don't need to say advice twice. As you can see, no white square. There's been a lot of debate in the chat about whether we'd have a white square or no white square. Does it sound okay, by the way? I forgot to take a photo of the levels last week. Holy shit, it's Christopher Cooper. It is real. This shit is real. We did an episode last week. There was a white square. It's a big point of contention. Was it a conspiracy? Did I put it there to dog whistle to certain undesirables in certain communities? Did I put it there to do the opposite of a dog whistle? Because dog whistle is generally a negative thing. You've never heard positive. There's no positive dog whistles, but maybe it is. If anybody's wondering what the white square was, my good friend Ryan Long told me that it's just the center of the camera. That's all. It's there, so you know where the center of the camera is. I believe last week the episode nobody mentioned it, but I think I was a little blurry because I didn't have autofocus on. Yeah, there's no white square, and I don't even know how to turn the white square back on. There's no white square. So that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to episode number 2. Just a couple things to get away. First off, I'm sick. I'm sorry about that. It's not COVID, only because I recently tested positive for COVID. If people know this or not, I was in Toronto, end of December, came back to America, felt like I might have Omicron. More importantly, this is stupid of me, but I've been wanting to get a positive. Although this doesn't even really matter anymore because they're changing all the rules. But Canada, for some reason, even though they don't recognize natural immunity in any other capacity, like you can't go to a bar or restaurant and say, hey, I have natural immunity from COVID. But the country of Canada, if you're flying into the country, if you've had a positive PCR test within 6 months, they allow you to travel with that in lieu of a negative test in the past 3 days. So anyways, I got back to America. I was like, I got to get this positive test because I thought I had it because I was sneezing nonstop. Went on December 24th, got a test. A month later, got the results positive for COVID. So I don't think I have COVID. I just have a cold. It's going around. People are getting the flu. The hoodie of the day is online ceramics. Well, it was someone says I trust the COVID test. Yes, I trust the COVID. It was a PCR test. It was like the good one, not the rapid test. I don't trust the rapid test, but it was a PCR test. The lab stole my specimen. Do you call it a specimen? I guess I feel like if you piss in a cup, it's a specimen. I think it's a specimen. There's no land acknowledgement. Maybe should I be doing land acknowledgements? I don't know. In light of being in Canada, because I know in Canada if I was doing this in Canada, I would do a land acknowledgement. Although, can you do land acknowledgements where you're like, I'm on Manhattan? Because this isn't my land. I'm Canadian. I'm a foreigner in this country. So, anyways, maybe we'll do some land acknowledgements. I'll prepare a little better. But anyways, I have a bit of a cold. Apologies if I sound shitty. Couple housekeeping notes. March 10th, if you live in New York or Brooklyn or in and around Brooklyn, New York, New York, I am recording a stand-up special, 3 shows at the Brooklyn Comedy Club on Bedford Avenue. It's going to be a fun night. Come out if you're available. Also, if you just want to listen to this podcast and you don't want to be part of the chat or whatever, and you just want to, maybe listen to this at the gym or whatever the fuck, you can do so. I just now signed an exclusive deal with Spotify. I am on Spotify exclusively. No, I'm just kidding. But I am on Spotify. The Low Value Mail is on Spotify. Just this podcast app that I use. I think it's owned by Amazon maybe, but it'll populate to all the apps first. But first it goes to Spotify, and then it'll eventually be on everywhere. But for now, if you want to listen, okay, someone actually in the chat has a land acknowledgement. Do I speak any Russian? So we'll delve into the chat a bit before we get into stuff. Do you speak any Russian? I don't speak any Russian, but I understand it a little bit. I mean, I know maybe a few words. Here's a good one. Dave from Canada. The land politically designated as New York City to be the homeland of the Lenape Hoking, who were violently displaced as a result of European settler colonialism over the course of 400 years. Pretty solid. Although the history books I read sounds like they made a deal that they just didn't care for. So Well, I'm not going to speak Russian soon because I don't live in fucking Canada. So I don't know if people have been following. I'm not doing this podcast too much to editorialize, but Canada is fucking lit right now. I cannot believe what is going on in my great country of Canada that I conveniently abandoned right before this global pandemic. But Trudeau that dude is pulling some shit. I mean, calling everybody racist when you've done blackface, sure, why not? But now he's doing these the Emergencies Act. Yeah, someone's posting the Emergency Act because these truckers, who apparently were a fringe group that he had nothing to worry about because they were just a tiny fringe group, and now he got to the point where he had to do this Emergency Act, which I don't really know what it quite entails at this point. Like, I guess it just gives them more powers. But then they got the banks in on it, and I could be incorrect. I haven't had a lot of time to delve too much into this, but they basically said that if you even contributed to the because there was a GoFundMe and then there was a Give, Send, Go, which is like a Christian GoFundMe that I guess you're allowed to go fund everything but like an abortion, I guess, on that one. I don't know what makes it Christian per se. I guess they're not like into cancel culture. But so then the government shut them down too, which I didn't realize the government had such far-reaching powers. But I guess, since COVID, they're like, hey, what else are we doing? And then so they did that. And then they're saying that they're giving powers to the banks to just like close your account if you are involved with it. They're taking away your licenses. They're like impounding cars, all sorts of shit. Then they said that if you donated via cryptocurrency, because there was like a Bitcoin GoFundMe if ever there has been a case for Bitcoin, this is it. This is the number one case for Bitcoin. Now, I guess I still don't know how the truckers are meant to turn the Bitcoin into fiat currency without getting back involved in the traditional finance rails, I guess, whatever. But at least you get to the Bitcoin part and you can give someone Bitcoin and be like, all right, this is up to you to figure out. But now they're saying that if you donated cryptocurrency, and they're essentially lumping all of this donations to the truckers in as fighting terrorism and money laundering. So I don't know if for any of my crypto people, they made this announcement yesterday at, I believe, it was like made at around 5 p.m. or something, some of the sort. I don't know the exact timing. Bitcoin went on a fucking tear immediately. Well, not maybe immediately, but within like an hour, Bitcoin went up like, I don't know, $2,000 or something crazy, because Bitcoin right now, it doesn't have a lot of like really positive catalysts. Kind of everybody who's kind of getting interested, a lot of people are in or whatever, but you need stuff like this. You really need, they had this with GameStop, with the GameStop stuff where GameStop straight up, Robinhood was like, you can't sell your shares of GameStop, you can only buy them. And everybody's like, that's fucked up. All that, you could only sell them and not buy them. I can't remember. But one of those things. They limited people, and people go, oh, here's the benefits of decentralization, where some fucking company has their own interests at stake, they can't go meddle with our bullshit. So yesterday was a very good use case for Bitcoin, because again, it has not been hacked. The government, they tried to meddle, but it seems every country that's tried to meddle in Bitcoin has not been successful. So anyways, that was what's going on with credit cards. Yeah, someone's saying no credit cards, no mortgages, no loans. It's bizarre, freaky. A lot of crazy shit going on in Canada. I mean, that's what you get with Trudeau. I hear some people saying that he doesn't have long, and that they might try and call an election. I don't know. It is interesting, though. I was very cynical about the truck thing. I'm cynical about protesting in general. But it seems to work, because they're scrapping vaccine passports. They're scrapping all them. Pretty much every province is they're opening up. So, and they're going, oh, it's just coincidental. It has nothing to do with that. Someone's saying Bitcoin is traceable. It is traceable, yes, but nobody can shut down Bitcoin. I don't disagree that you can trace Bitcoin, and those people who stole the 120,000 Bitcoin, that couple that got busted last week, they did get busted because it's traceable. But again, I guess the debate here is, are these truckers doing something illegal? And yes, to the degree that they're violating parking laws, like bylaws, yeah, they are doing something that's illegal. That's certainly peaceful. They're not violent. So yes, I don't know. I don't think Bitcoin is traceable. You could trace, I guess, who ends up with the Bitcoin that's raised, but at the end of the day, what is your recourse? And maybe they gave themselves recourse. I don't know. So, anyways, Canada, lit as fuck. But Justin Trudeau, I tweeted about this, but I think he might have ended the bear market in Bitcoin. We'll see. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think if we can get over $46,000 United States dollars of Bitcoin, then yeah. I actually was thinking too. I live in America, so it's maybe not biased, but I love Canada. I would have never left Canada if it wasn't for comedy and pursuing comedy, because we just have a terrible fucking entertainment industry. If you've watched anything that's on TV there, besides, a couple things. But man, America should have made a play in the last 6 months and just been like, hey, if you have like a certain, qualifications, not anybody, but you could just become American citizen. That would have been just like their manifest destiny. I guess the part of manifest destiny is they wanted to like get the land. But if you just wanted to steal a bunch of the population, damn, they could have done that real fucking easy. Because I know so many people for the first time in my life who are like Canadian patriots. And not like the way that they say patriots. You know how they call, like, basically only people on the right consider themselves patriots? Like when you're on Twitter, only right-wing people are patriots. Everybody on the left hates their country, I guess, is the other side of that coin. I don't know. But I know people who are like patriots, but not political. They just love Canada. And they're like, fuck, I want to get out of here. And it's the first time they've probably ever uttered those words in their lives. So that's what's going on in Canada. Another one thing before we get to the calls and the questions. Please don't call until I say the phone lines are open. But until we get to the questions, is my favorite thing that's going on right now is the journalists in Canada, the content creators, which I coined that term. But so the content creators in Canada, in the CTVs and the CBCs and what have you, there's like a whole thing right now where they're posting online how dangerous it is. Yeah, Kim's Convenience. Okay, I had a friend of that on there, and there's some Canadian, Schitt's Creek, whatever. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so the journalists in Canada are they're like posting how it's so hard to be a journalist right now. There was someone on CTV somewhere. They're like, we have to, they have their trucks that they drive around, like the CTV truck, and they're like, we had to pull off the decal or the decal, depending on how you say it. They're like, we have to pull it off. It's a sad day for journalism. And someone from the CBC went to Ottawa, and they're like, I'm covering this thing, and they have a CBC hat on or whatever, and people are like, they're fake news, they're liars, and they can't believe it. They're like, what have we done to deserve to be treated? We're just journalists. And literally, they're like, you have sown these seeds. You have been lying for so long now. They were lying. Let's get this out of the way. They've always been lying, but it got so blatant, and I guess social media and, technology allowed this to be, exposed a little better. I don't know. But to see them crying this boo-hoo shit about, like, we're journalists, we deserve better. No, you do not deserve better, okay? The real journalists right now are just people with Twitter accounts who just go to these things and they just document what's going on, and they're not being paid for it. Like, those are, a lot of times the real. Sure, I'm sure there's some journalism that requires resources and whatnot, but like all the stuff I'm seeing with the Ottawa, I'm mostly just seeing on like YouTubers, not fucking CBC. The stuff you see CBC is they go on and they go, yeah, maybe the Russians are behind this. Maybe it's the Russians who are behind this. And you're like, you guys just lost the plot entirely. Trailer Park Boys, amazing show. Letterkenny, amazing show. Look, is it true that 95% of Canada's population lives within 100 miles of the border? I believe that is true, yeah. I believe that is true. So, all right. That was my little rant. We got that out of the way. I'm trying to limit my consumption of fluids so that I don't have to piss. I rocked 2 before the show, so we should be good. Let's get to the questions. The phone lines are open. If you want to call in, the number is 646-710-0949, or email lowvaluemailquestions@gmail.com. If you have a real question, it's easier to... Oh, here we go. We got our first call. Hello. Welcome to Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with? You're on the air.
Well, I'll just say it's safe for everyone if I remain but thank you.
Hey, what's up? Oh, okay. So you want to remain anonymous? We'll say
Yeah.
Mr. Anonymous. Okay.
Yeah.
How's it going? What can I do you for?
You know, my day's been terrible,
Yeah.
but you're gonna make it better, right?
I mean, I hope so. You need advice, or you just want to talk about something?
Not advice. It's more of a question.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Well, I watch the Boys Cast every week, and it almost feels like you and Ryan are my friends.
Okay.
Even though I've never really met you.
Yeah.
I know a lot about. So it's kind of surreal to talk to you right now.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, dude, I'll say this. I listen to podcasts as well, like Joe Rogan's and stuff, and I listen to podcasts, other podcasts, and it's the same thing. You meet those people, and you sit around listening to them talk for hours a week, and you go, yeah. Like I meet people sometimes, and I'll be talking to them at a show, and they'll say something, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, and they go, oh yeah, I knew that. Like they know my life stories, like not even like my life stories, but just like something that happened last week because I say it. So, anyways, I understand, but continue.
Yeah, because of that, it's like your particular sense of humor. I don't know. It sort of feels like it kind of speaks to me in a way that like I'm seeing something new that only people around my age kind of get. With the way.
How old are you?
You you said you're 35, right?
I'm 38.
38. Oh, okay. Well, I'm 15.
You're 15?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well,
You sound like a pretty old 15. You sound like you've been through some shit for a 15-year-old.
Well, most 15-year-old.
All right. Well, anyways, go on.
But I lost my train of thought. What was it? Oh yeah, I was gonna say that like your particular sense of humor. It's kind of. I kind of feel like it's something special that I'm finding now. It's a new novel thing, and I feel like I'm watching it, take off the way you make fun of our society, and it kind of makes me think like, oh, you're a fresh new comedian, and I think about how you see the older ones like Chevy Chase starting off, and soon they start going into movies and television, and it kind of reminds me how I heard I forgot when it was, but it was a few months ago. I heard Ryan talk about how you two were writing a movie during a few weeks of the Boys Cast.
Yeah.
And sorry, what did you say?
No, yeah. We wrote a movie when we were in Miami last year.
Yeah, and I know you've done a movie before called Filth City, and I'll be honest, it was 10 minutes, but it looked pretty promising. I hope to finish that, but
yeah,
that's really exciting because I'd love to see you guys take your style and the way you entertain us every week and put it in a feature-length project, and that's super exciting to me.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that I mean we want to do it too, but one thing that I mean obviously we're not exactly mainstream in terms of our ideas, and a lot of the ideas and opinions we have mostly preclude us from working in traditional Hollywood. I'm sure that will change eventually because people will just stop watching so much of that shit, and they are at the end of the day. It's what we at least try to remind ourselves is that they are a business, and that they do need to make money, and if people just stop watching this drivel, eventually they might have to come around. But for the time being, we want to make this shit. It's just there's not.
I've heard of this YouTuber called Joel Haber.
I have not. No.
He pretty much makes like micro budget films. He's made entire like hour and a half long projects shot on like a shoestring budget because he kind of writes to that constraint. I don't know what your story is and if you've written it to like.
No, we wrote it with a budget in mind. I mean, we have some people who are like have some money who are interested in making it happen. But the thing with movies is like anybody who's ever made a movie can tell you, it's a crapshoot, and there's so many things that need to line up to get it done. So, but maybe we might we might make it happen. I mean, we're hopeful. We're very hopeful.
Yeah, well, like you said, your ideas are very unique, and I think that's what I like about you guys. And I just want to just thank you, for keeping at it and making me happy. And
fuck yeah, man! I'm happy to hear that. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for my call.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. Yeah. All right, that has been the first caller. I didn't catch his name. He didn't give his name. Someone mentioned in the chat, how do you call from overseas? So I don't know how to get an 800 number. I don't even know if you could call an 800 number, but I don't know how to get an 800 number. So I don't know. You just have to figure out how to call America. Maybe get a phone card. All right, we got another caller. Hello. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, is this Danny?
Yes. What's up? You are on the air. Low value mail. How you doing?
Hey, Danny. My name is Brian, and
What's up, Brian?
Hanging out, watching the show and everything. And
Hell yeah.
And,
By the way, sorry to cut you off, Brian. I'm sorry about the super long countdown. The countdown, I don't know if that pisses people off. I seem to see it, but the only reason is because I'm so worried about the tech, all the fucking tech stuff not working, that I come into the studio literally like 3 hours before the show, and then I had to go do a stand-up set, and I just wanted to have a little bit of the timer, but I can't do that away from my computer, so I had to do the long one, but I'm not doing stand-up on Tuesdays anymore, so that won't happen anymore. But anyways, we'll do, what's a good time? What's a good time? Brian, was it?
Oh, yeah, Brian.
30 minutes?
Usually 30 minutes. Yeah, do 30 minutes. Let's see what happens.
Okay, we're going to do 30 minutes. Brian says so. 30 minutes. All right.
How'd your set go?
It was great. It was Stand Up New York. It was all things comedy. They had some show at Stand Up New York, Upper West Side. But I was stressed because, by the way, because I really do want to do the show at 9:30. But I know I started at 10, but it's just because it's so far away that I was worried that I wouldn't make it back in time. So I had to push it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say hey and big fan.
Thanks, man.
I'm actually here with my wife. And,
Kick her out of the goddamn room. No, I'm kidding.
No, we're
Tell her I
big
say hi.
fans.
Tell her I
has
say
one
hello.
note. Well, I asked you in the chat. I say hi, Tanya.
Oh, okay.
Привет.
Hello. She has a note?
Well, hold on before I give the feedback. She is. That's why I asked in the chat if you speak Russian, because she speaks Russian.
Oh, I understand Russian. My whole family speaks Russian, but I never really learned it because I just didn't have the desire to, I guess. Because I mean, some of my family speaks Russian, but I didn't think I really ever use it. So no, but I understand a little bit. But once they start getting real fast, when I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, the question. Что ты сегодня делал?
Okay, so she asked me, what did I do tonight? I had a comedy show at Stand Up New York, so I understand that. But once it gets too much out of that, I lose it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we've been together for 12 years now. I still
yeah.
really know.
Did you buy her on the internet? Or is this more of a tradition? Or is this more of a traditional?
No, we met at a bar. We met at a bar like normal people.
Nice.
We did.
Fuck yeah. No, that's cool.
Remember
I was just kidding.
Where he goes, no, it's a Simpsons joke. We met at a bar. I saw her there. Asked her for her phone number.
Nice.
We went out 2 years later, and then
I barely spoke English.
yes, she barely spoke English, so I had to a lot of pantomiming to hey, you want to play pool? Can I buy you a drink? Kind of thing. So, yeah.
Nod and smile.
That's cool. Anyways, do you have a question, Brian?
Yeah, well, it's actually okay. So on the boys cast, you mentioned you have a chick too, right? You would say you have a chick. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Correct. Yes.
Okay, so I was curious. How did you two meet?
I met my girlfriend also at a bar. This is right when I had moved to New York, and I had a girlfriend in Canada. That I moved to New York, and I had a girlfriend in Canada, and then there's this comedy club called The Stand, and we just went out drinking afterwards, and she was there on a date with some random guy who she was on a Tinder date or something, and then I just we talked for a few. We had I think I was talking about the band Fish or something. I can't remember. I was really fucking drunk, and then just got her Instagram, and then during the pandemic we were talking and then I broke up with my girlfriend, and then we were talking, and then just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but also in person. I'm telling you, if you can do it in person, is definitely the way to go these days. You have a real competitive advantage.
Yeah, you're right. You see someone and you make an approach, and then my approach was
you had a boot.
When I met you, you were with your friends.
What did you say? She said you had a boot?
Yeah.
Well, no, that was back in the day. I used to. So whenever I would go to bars, I traveled to a new place and didn't know anyone, I'd take one of those DOS boots to a bar and they'd fill it up. And everyone wanted to talk to me because everyone saw that movie with the boot in it, the Beer Fest.
Yeah.
So it was an instant conversation.
You brought one of those glass boots with you?
Yeah, I just brought a glass boot into
I didn't
the
know you
bar.
could do that. That's I thought that's a coffee shop move. I've never heard of people bringing their own recyclable glass to a bar.
I just brought it with me, and they didn't say no. So I just like, can I fill this up? Like, here, you can buy a pitcher, you can pour it in yourself if you want. I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, but you just did it.
Yeah,
So
it was a great conversation starter.
That seems honestly like straight out of the game, like one of those wacky, like it's like wearing a wacky hat, but you kind of did a way better version than wearing a wacky hat. Because most people will just wear a wacky hat, and then most people know that they're like, oh, that guy's like a creep. But you kind of.
Or if you're walking around with a microphone and try to like do pretend interviews, or like I don't know, something like that could also work as well.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, but so I walk with a boot, and that was the one way to do it. And yeah, so I also wanted to say real fast.
Yeah, man.
You know the guy who makes the really intense, like really like detailed like timestamps on your videos in the voice class?
Yeah.
Back in the day, that was me.
Was that you? Oh, dude, hell yeah, man, dude, those timestamps were the best. I don't even know who does them now. I think maybe you don't, because you're not doing them, right?
Well, I saw that you and Ryan. I don't know if you
I think because we have a guy who does all of our videos, so I think maybe I assume he's doing them. But yeah, dude, I remember that was a real high value mail move right there, making the timestamps for us. That was next level. I don't know what's above. I don't know what's above a high value mail. Maybe like a high value mail fellow, maybe something like that.
Well, Well, I listen to you guys every Friday during I'm working here, and I realized that I should like timestamp, because you say I find myself, I was like, I want to go back to their thoughts on this topic or that topic, and I have to like go through all the content. I'm like, let me just keep track of everything. And
yeah, man. And then you're doing everybody else's service. Yeah,
well, I saw you guys started putting them in there, so I'm like, all right, they got it figured out. So
yeah. I think with just the guy who does our video does it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say there, and I was curious about how you met your lady, and just wanted to say.
Yeah, she's not Russian though. She's from Tampa.
She's from Tampa. Yeah,
she's not Russian. I don't think I could be with a Russian. Right. I don't think I could be with a Russian girl. They remind me too much of my mother.
I'm telling you, about Slavic ladies. I gotta tell you, it's my favorite.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're very attractive. I
totally.
I can't detach the accents from my family.
No idea how I pulled this off.
Yeah. Well, congrats, dude. It's because you're a high value male. That's why. That is exactly why.
Exactly. So,
all right, dude. Cool. Thanks, Brian.
Well, thanks, dude. I'll keep doing what you do. I'm gonna keep listening.
Tell your girl. I say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Later. All right, we got another caller. Calling from Nova Scotia. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Not much. What about you, Danny?
I'm good. How are you? Who am I speaking with?
Not bad. Well, sorry?
Who am I speaking with?
With Noah?
Noah, what's up, Noah? How are you?
Not too. And my day got better today, so.
Good. Because of this?
Partially, but
you kind of were setting, dude. You totally just set me up to be like, oh man, and you're like, no, not because of this. Something unrelated.
Not because of that. Well, I mean, I guess a little bit of pretext, like
what's going on COVID wise in Nova Scotia? What's the deal there? I don't follow anything east of Quebec City.
Vaccine passports have been around since like October, and that shit's not going anywhere.
Oh, they're not getting rid of them?
No, they haven't announced anything.
I thought
the only thing that they did, like as of recent, maybe a month ago, was reduce isolation times from like 10 to 7 days.
Oh, fuck off.
For vaccinated. That's it.
All right. And they're not telling. Is COVID really that bad there? There's like barely any people in Nova Scotia.
It's just a bunch of old fucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Liberals.
You know what I kind of realized too, because everybody's like, like we have to take care of all the old people, and the thing is like the old people are in charge, so it makes sense that they're catering to the old people, because it's like if everybody was like who was in charge was young, I feel like they would not be making the same type of like calculus in their decisions about being like, oh, maybe we need to save all these old people and not fuck over all these young people, but they're just like, no, we're all old people, so we care about old people. So anyways,
I mean,
you got to vote in younger people.
Yeah, I mean, if it was also the younger people, it would just be a bunch of Indians. Like, there's Halifax is just a bunch of Indians. Like, there's not even Chinese kids really anymore, except for uni students. Like, I see
whatever,
like
they at least care.
In Brampton too. Like, there's Brampton, you can just speak Punjabi.
Oh yeah, I have like all my Indian friends are literally all from Brampton, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much do it too. Anyways, Noah, what can I help you with, man? Or what do you want to talk about?
Just kind of discuss. Like, I sent an email. You can disregard it. You can probably figure it out from it. But I guess a little pretext. Like, I'm not vaccinated at all, and like my life's kind of just been shitted up. I was working government for a little bit on a student contract 'cause I'm still in school.
Okay.
And then,
So you're in your early 20s kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Yeah, why don't you just fucking get vaccinated so you could have myocarditis? It's not that big of a deal. You just have to. You just can't move for 6 months.
I want to.
Actually, you know what? I shouldn't even said that. I'm gonna get a fucking strike on YouTube for just making that joke.
No. The funny thing is that my brother actually had pericarditis at 16.
Really? Like it's a genetic thing in your family?
I don't know. He got a viral infection and got pericarditis.
But this was like before COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's scary.
But I mean, I don't know. I just don't want it.
I mean, honestly, if I was 20 years old, and I mean, honestly, the only thing for me is just how it fucks up your life, like the whole but like in terms of not being able to, like, so what kind of like, they have vax passports to go in like bars and stuff there?
Yeah, I mean that too, but like I was working for the federal government on like I don't know if you ever heard of it, like the FSWEP program, like Federal Student Work Employment Program, basically or experience, whatever it is. Basically, it's just like to get students into the government, and I was
the government needs more fucking people.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean I was making like a decent money, like getting like 20 something an hour as a student in Nova Scotia is like pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then that all fucking just disappeared.
And so what? And so because you weren't vaccinated, they let you go?
Well, yeah, like my contract expired, and then they were like, "Yeah, we're not hiring you back."
But they weren't hiring you back specifically because you were not vaccinated?
Yeah, like I got told right to my face that my beliefs weren't sincere enough because you had to do that attestation bullshit.
I wonder. I can't remember who I was talking about, but like I really wonder how many people have like got away with their having the religious like exemption, because even I don't know if you follow like Andrew Wiggins, who plays for the Golden State Warriors. He's from Mississauga, and he tried to get a religious exemption because he straight up is like, it's against my beliefs. I come from like a non-vax family, and they were just like, no. And he actually seems legit. Like he can actually back that up. It's not like where he's just making it up. Like he actually like can be like, I've never been vaccinated for anything. So anyways.
Yeah, I think because my manager was in the same boat, like, but he's like kind of hardcore Catholic. Like I was raised like, without any sort of religiosity, but I was just kind of like, I don't want it. I think he said last update was like around 1.5 or 1.6% of how like workers were still unvaccinated.
I feel like it's way higher than that. Like, what proof do they ask for you? Like, say you go, okay, I'm getting vaccinated. Like, it's just the piece of paper?
Well, there's an online system
where you had an online database
attestation, and then you had to attest basically and say like, oh, well, if you're lying, then you could lose your job. And
but they're taking away your job anyways.
Yeah.
So why?
But like just for the people who wanted to. Oh, I mean, I didn't want to risk it, right? Because also I got the job through nepotism. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like
there's that too.
Like I'm not gonna fucking burn my family because of it.
That's for sure. And how do they feel about the fact that you're like doing that, not getting vaccinated, and
I mean,
giving up that
half my family doesn't care. Half my family doesn't care. The others like just get it already, and like
they're just like that seems to be like the most prevailing opinion. Is people are like, just do it already. Or whatever. And you're like, I really don't want. You're like, I really don't want to. You're like, I don't want to get this thing.
Are just like, well, it's your. Like, some of my friends are like, it's your fault. It's like I didn't vote for this. I didn't ask for this shit.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think I want to do this?
I mean, the only thing I could say is maybe it'll be over soon-ish. It seems like most provinces are getting rid of it. So
the problem is though the Emergencies Act is just kind of it's just to couch the I guess the news story as we're all a bunch of fucking like extremist people who are like antithetical to the diversity and strength or whatever bullshit that Canada represents now.
Oh, Trudeau! No, I mean, I'm telling you, Trudeau fucked this one up big time. Like he is an absolute laughingstock across the entire world. At this point, he went way too far.
I mean, Trudeau's only the Muppet with the just speaking with the hand up his ass. Like he's definitely not thinking these things through.
I don't know. I honestly think he might be. I think a lot of this shit is fucking. He's like this, like kind of petulant rich kid who grew up with like, basically famous father. I don't know. I feel like he's very out of touch with regular people.
Oh yeah, he is. Why do you think he can just grope women and just get away with it?
I mean, he called people racist, and he has photos of him in blackface. Like maybe just like don't Just call them all the other things that you don't have like this caught red-handed doing. I don't know. It's been said.
Well, it's rules for thee, but not for me.
100%. Of course. No question. Anyway, do you got a question or anything?
Well, I just kind of had a little. I know you're the more the financial guy of all the boys, so I thought I'd ask. So
yeah.
Why I got my day got better is because I got a call saying I got the job for like a financial firm. I'm not going to really say anything because
no need
there's
for
only
details.
like a few firms that like in Canada how almost basically everything federally like regulated has vaccine requirements.
Yeah.
Like I got the job at this one place that doesn't, and I'm just kind of an impasse because like I don't have the best family situation. Like I'm not living with my parents. I'm living with my aunt.
Okay.
And I do want to move out just because like it's not enjoyable at all.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same
nobody wants to live
time,
with their fucking aunt.
No, but at the same time, there's also the long game move where I could live here for. She said I could live here as long as I want, so I could live here for like 2 or 3 years and save up like probably 60,000. Close to for a down payment because I already have around 14K in cash.
And you're how old?
I'm 21. I'm almost 22.
You have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay. You want a girlfriend?
Yeah, but like I can't really do anything. Like who wants to go out with somebody who can't even go to a restaurant?
Yeah, but that's gonna change. I don't know if that's I wouldn't necessarily treat that as permanent.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying it's not a priority right now. Because like.
Yeah, because of all this. Yeah, for you right now, you're just like, whatever, not thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, and like, also at the same time, it's like it is what it is. Like I'm not like rushing for it. Like I didn't go to university, just to party and have sex. Like I just did it because I was forced to.
Yeah. And you're done, or you? How much time do you have left for school? Or are you done?
Well, I kind of got fucked over because my school didn't offer like enough They said to everybody, "Oh, anybody who's graduating in 2022 will have enough online courses to graduate," and there wasn't enough courses for me, so I'm missing one course. So technically, I'm not graduating in May, even though I was predicted on time. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of still in the. I have one class.
You have one class
40
left.
classes you need.
But you could do that. Like you can't do that like distance.
I can't do it during the summer because they don't offer it, and I don't think they're going to offer online. So
well, you'll figure that out. I'd say for you, I mean, yeah, if you can 2 years, and you can after 2 years have a down payment on a house, and you'll be 23 years old and a homeowner, I would say suck it up and just fucking power through it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, because right now, like, I'm getting a pretty sweet deal. Like, I'm paying like $450 a month for rent and shit here, so it's not
Jesus Christ.
I'm it's not like I'm paying nothing. But
yeah, but I
mean, I might as well be.
I mean, I would say you're young, you're dude. I mean, for 21 years old, I think that's almost like a no-brainer. Just whatever, suck it up for 2 years. There's a very there's a light at the end of that tunnel, and like
no, I know.
And not only that, but like you'll be 23 or 24, and you'll be a homeowner, and then, oh boy, can you smash? So. I would say that's
what I'm thinking. Like, not only that, but like, who the fuck wants to live in an apartment? Because most apartments now, like my brother lives in an apartment, and his rent is almost as expensive as my mom's mortgage.
Yeah.
And her house is like.
Well, it depends where you live. If you want to live in a city, or I mean, you have to make all this.
I don't want to live in Halifax. I don't want to live in the city because I don't want to live with a bunch of rats and rat fuckers. Like that shit's gross.
Well, then stay away from
New
York because this place is rat central.
I mean, not even just the rats, but like the fucking city slickers. Like I grew up in the city, but like I hate urbanites.
Yeah,
city slickers. That's my game plan. I was just kind of wanting to consult.
Yeah, I would say for sure go for it. I'd say take the 2 years or whatever you need, get that down payment, maybe make some smart investments that you can make over the way to maybe make that money work a little bit more for you, and then get the fuck out of your aunt's house or your aunt's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to try to keep you for that.
No, yeah, I gotta go. We got the phone ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, it's 40 because I'm starting 45K, and I expected in a year to get 51K. I know that's not much.
That's great
in Ontario, but here,
yeah, that's great. Anyways, okay, I gotta go. I got someone calling right here, but thanks, Noah. Noah, right? Yeah, I appreciate it, buddy.
Take it easy.
Take off. Hello, welcome to Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
This is Matt.
What's up, Matt? Matt in sunny British Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, dude? How you going?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you? I mean, loving your show.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Where in BC are you?
Vancouver.
Nice. Lovely city. I should be out there hopefully soon. Once all the bullshit's over.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So what can I do for Matt? Did you say? I gotta get a fucking piece of paper and a pen.
Nat to write down with an N, like Nate.
Nat. Oh, got it. Nat. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is like every time I order a pizza. I tell them Nat, and then there's Matt written on my box.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways,
what can I do you for?
Well, basically, like it's a mask thing for me.
Okay.
I went out today for a little walk, scooted down to Walmart, and I was like standing outside of Walmart for like 30 seconds. Like, do I fucking mask? Do I nose it? Like, what do I do? I ended up just like wearing it like basically around my chin, just for like the legalese, kind of like fuck you, I'm wearing a mask kind of angle.
Yeah.
But
what are you worried about? Like, are you worried? So are you worried like that someone's just going to kick you out? Like, I don't know what it's like, how aggressive they are. They're like, will someone from Walmart be like, hey, like you have to leave? Or are you more worried about getting on like a TikTok of some person who basically like fucking blows you up and like, look at this guy?
No, I'm not worried about like getting blown up online. Like that's whatever. No, it's more just like, I just want to get through my business. I just want to buy my shit and not have to deal with that crap. But I'm asthmatic and like the mask actually fucks with me, but like exemptions are like,
impossible to get.
I mean, an exemption and just not wearing it are about the same thing. You still have to get into arguments with idiots.
I mean, of course. It's one of those things where I guess you could get a mask that are like the fake masks. I don't know if you've ever seen those where it's like a mask, but it's not a mask where you can breathe. I don't have like, I have a very mild asthma, but I hate them. Like I hate wearing masks. I ripped them off. I remember when they got rid of the mask mandate in New York in like, I want to say April of last year. And I walked into like a grocery store here and I was the only person, like giant, like in Manhattan grocery store, only person without a mask on. And I like go to the checkout and the woman was like, she's like, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah. What? She goes, don't take this the wrong way. I'm like, what? She's like, is it weird that you're like the only person here without a mask on? I was like, I'm like, no, I don't know. They said we don't have to wear them anymore. What the fuck do I care? But yeah, for you, I mean, I don't know. If it doesn't sound like, especially for a Walmart, like that's like a big box store. Like it's not like you can just be in and out.
Like yeah, but like it's more than just Walmart. So that was just like I thought about that as like my good example where I was like really deliberating. But like I'm on transit all the time, so it's like I've stopped wearing it on the SkyTrain just entirely because there's not really a functionary there to make my day hard. You know, I can
like as long as someone's not Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, like, the dirty looks of... And, I mean, I imagine, like, the type of people in somewhere like a Vancouver, you're going to be getting a lot of dirty looks on that SkyTrain not wearing a mask. Because you have all different cohorts of people who want you to put that fucking mask on. So, yeah. I mean, the mask one's a hard one. I literally take it off whenever, like, I have the opportunity. I still wear them. Like, on the New York subway system, you are... required to wear a mask, and if I forget one, I forget one, and lots of people don't. But masks blow. I will concur on that. But in terms of advice, I don't know. I mean, you got to just really. It's like getting a new wacky haircut, like and showing up to high school, and you just are like, I just got this new wacky haircut. You got to have utmost confidence.
Absolutely. Well, luckily, I don't lack for the confidence. Being like a pretty big white guy in Vancouver, it's sort of easy mode in the confidence respect. You just don't feel challenged.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get in any real trouble for it.
Yeah, no. So here's my second, extension to this is I work as a dishwasher, and the owner of my business is just... He's a bit of a germaphobe, and even when the mandates went away for a minute in BC here, he was making sure everyone masked. And it's like, I'm alone in the back washing dishes. Like,
that sounds
I'm already
like
naturally isolated. Like, what is this, right? And it's like, I'm.
But is there a mask mandate there or no? I don't understand.
There is. It's yeah, indoor spaces, indoor public spaces.
Yeah. And so he's basically enforcing it.
Yeah, he was enforcing it even when it wasn't going on some of the, and I get that for like the girls in the front, right? To make
who come in contact with tons of people, and
yeah, and the contact levels are higher and all of that. That makes good sense. But basically, what happened is in August they were like, hey, the mask shit's coming back, and I like had a freak out, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go get an exemption. Like, I'm not wearing this at work anymore. You're not a doctor.
Yeah.
And
have you considered maybe a job outside? I know you're in Vancouver. It rains like a motherfucker there, but like, I feel like that. I mean, if you're a large man, it feels like you might be suited for maybe a more of an outdoor job where you don't have to wear a mask. Although, again, I do feel all this stuff is fairly temporary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth changing this job, but it was more just like before I said I was going to get the exemption, and they folded. They were like, oh, you know what? That's fine. Your arguments are actually reasonable. But basically, after like a week after that, I ended up in this whole big thing. I was hospitalized for a minute. It was a whole fucking thing. And basically, when I came out, I was just really glad that they were still supporting me and I still had a job. And so I just started masking again, even though they told me I hadn't have to. And now I'm just sort of like, I'm kind of caught. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what do I reassert it, or do I just keep being a good boy and try and reassert later? Like,
I would try. I mean, if you have a case, but yeah, I mean, the issue you're having is one that lots of people are having, and it seems like it's a losing battle because, you know, a lot of people, they kind of just are like, you know what, fuck this. They quit their job. You're like, that's causing a new problem in and of itself. So it's not really it's a temporary solution, but then you have a new problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that'll be. I think that's my best advice. I don't. The mask shit's tough, especially when you have a job, because you're like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Not pay your rent this month because you want to wear your mask?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't. You can just do little civil disobedience things, like little minor ones. Like, I guess that's what you do. You kind of don't wear it on the train or whatever the fuck, just to kind of get one in.
Yeah. I mean, I get one in on the train. I have this one mask that your straps aren't tight, so it basically is like you can't wear it properly. It refuses to provide a proper seal.
Yeah, but so the people who are going to give you a hard time are not going to care. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, the only thing I can say is hopefully with this, I mean, I can't even believe this is kind of working, but who knows? This might be over, especially with summer coming, warmer weather, or spring anyways, this could be over at least until potentially the fall.
Yeah, I mean, a summer off is something, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Right, anyway, thanks, Nat. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, peace.
All right, that was Nat, everybody. By the way, if you're listening to this and you call in and it goes to if someone's like on the phone, then I can't pick it up. All right, we got someone calling in from Delafield. Oh, I shouldn't even say that. Okay, I don't know why the fuck I said that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Hello, how's it going? You are on the air. I'm sorry, I said the city you live in. I didn't mean it. I don't know if it really matters, but who am I speaking
with? I don't really care. I don't live there anymore. Anyways.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, here we go. Guys all over the map. We got a little vagabond on our hands.
Yeah,
how you doing, buddy?
I'm a college student. I'm a college senior.
Oh, cool, man. What's your name?
It's James.
James, how's it going, James?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am excellent. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying doing the show and talking to people.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
No, somebody in chat just asked for PragerU. No, I'm not PragerU.
You're not going to PragerU? Not a senior at PragerU?
No, not at PragerU. No, real university.
That's cool.
How's
that going?
Honestly, pretty good. This year's.
Is your state? Are you in a blue state or a red state?
I'm in a purple state.
Purple state. Oh, okay. Okay. Purple state.
Yeah.
And does that mean? Sorry, just because I'm Canadian. Purple state, does that mean that sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's red, or does that mean it's just like the cities are blue and everywhere else is red?
No, for Pennsylvania, it swings.
It's a swing state. Like Purple State's a swing state.
Yeah, and in the place I live, I mean, I'd say all of the like townies that go to school here, or all of the townies that live around here are pretty,
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
conservative, don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
All of the, and then the urbanites. All the New York girls from the Upper East Side are pretty liberal or whatever.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So, what can I do for you, James?
Some bullshit. I don't know. I'm curious here. After college, I assume you didn't go straight into comedy.
No, I I think maybe 2 years after. I wanted to in college, but the town I went to college in, like, that was when comedy wasn't like quite as big as it is now. So there weren't even like open mics or anything like that.
Okay, well, I was just wondering because I imagine, did something financial.
No, I actually worked at a utility, like it's called Hydro One in Toronto. I worked there for a couple of years.
Well, then I don't know how well you'll be able to help me.
I mean, shoot, man. The whole point of the show is I give advice that I'm not qualified to give.
I've got a job interview tomorrow. Interview with a financial firm. My role would be mostly doing like real estate stuff.
Okay.
More on like the financial side of that though.
Yeah.
Just kind of like general
deals.
advice for like what I should be, how to do well in like a interview as like an analyst kind of role.
How to do well as an analyst. So, okay. So what's your degree in, or do you have it yet? Like, this is going to be your first job out of school?
I'm this is for a job that would be summer.
Summer job.
Yeah. So I'm an engineering major, but I got the minors that are appropriate.
Computer engineering?
No, it's industrial engineering. So kind of like.
Well, that's, I guess, a good like little. Yeah. So you got that stuff, and you just want to know how to do well on the interview.
Well, I don't know. I'm just if you have any advice for how to do well in like a financial interview, that is, I don't know. It's a pretty selective role.
I would say just like, go find what that person whose job you'll be doing does. So you just kind of I think something like that, the best thing to do is be as prepared as possible so that you can't get hit with really any curveballs. And then
I don't really think it's going to be a very like technical interview.
You think it'll just be kind of like a casual get to know you, just make sure you're not like weird?
Yeah, probably.
Well, then I'd say don't be weird.
On the phone, well, I guess obviously, but on the phone, I think it's kind of harder to come across as a not.
It's weirdo. It's just over the phone, not even a Zoom?
Yeah, it's just over the phone.
I would say, do you have a idea of how many people they're like interviewing for this position?
Good. Well, like I would say,
like, you think you're up against like 50 people kind of thing?
Well, they apply like on like LinkedIn or whatever. It says that like 500 people applied. I kind of got lucky. I knew a guy that used to work there. He put in a good word for me.
I mean, that is the ultimate. That is better than preparing, better than anything, is just having somebody like that at a place. That for sure is true. I mean, but I imagine of all the people that they're going to interview, it's probably all kind of people in that situation. Right. So it's actually fairly level playing field. I mean, I would say just try and figure out a way that you can, I mean, this seems like basic, I guess, but figure out a way you can kind of set yourself apart from, you almost have to get in the heads of the other applicants, like you got to think about, like, it's almost like a game theory-ish thing where you go, what are they going to, although you don't know them, so that's not really that easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I mean, that's...
Do you know who's interviewing you?
Yeah, I actually do know the name of the person interviewing me.
Oh, okay, so then definitely go Google sleuth the fuck out of this person and find out as much as you can. It's almost like you want to almost treat this like a date. Like if you're, you meet a girl on Tinder or whatever, and then you kind of just like go check her out online and find out as much, so you find out her interests or whatever. I would say that probably cannot hurt. If you can find anything that you can then tie back to your interview, to just, even if it's like a hobby or whatever, that you can just kind of, build a rapport, as they say.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Let us know. Call back another week. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Sure. Hell yeah, dude. Take care, man.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye. All right. I haven't got to any emails yet, but I'm gonna prioritize phone calls. So as long as people want to call in, we'll do call-ins, and then because the call-in. Oh, here we go. No caller ID. Mysterious. I'm gonna pick it up. Hello. Thank you for calling Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, this isn't the machine?
Oh, it's the Hard Money Troll. What's up, Hard Money Troll?
Not much. I just wanted to, first and foremost, thank you for your courage out there.
What courage?
I was just trying to be nice.
Oh, okay. Just general. I mean, I am courageous.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to maintain that after that, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever. So, I had two questions, and
yes.
I'd be willing to take them off the air if needed. First and
No need.
foremost, some caller earlier was asking you some questions about your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know why she's called the Tinder swindler.
I just joke about it. We didn't even meet on Tinder. I just love that Tinder swindler movie. It's hard to say that, but I just joke that calling girls who rinse you swindlers, you know? Just they're just swindling in general. You got to watch out for them. They're Tinder swindling. But we didn't even meet. We met in real life. I don't call her that, really. It's just a joke.
Yeah, right. I used the Twinder once, and I didn't get any matches.
No?
Nobody.
Did you fucking have a photo of you as a cat?
No, it was me in a photo of Lil B, Based God. And,
oh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they thought I was Based God or something.
Well, it seems like if they thought you were Based God, that would do better. I don't know what you look like, but.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, so, what's question number? What do we got for question number 2 here?
Question number 2, and I'll take it off the air.
Yeah.
Did you really make 500 grand on Doge, according to the last episode of Hard Money's $1 Million Podcast?
I can answer that here. I did not, but I made a bunch of money on it. Yes, I made more than 100,000.
Life-changing money.
Yeah, I mean, not really life-changing money, but it was more importantly as I got so fucking lucky that it worked out the way it did. And then our boy Enrique, actually, I will say this because Enrique Abeda, who is Hard Money he works with, which is where you know me from, when Doge was like crashing in the summer, and I had this, so if people don't know, I had this pair trade on where I basically had an equal number long Bitcoin, short Dogecoin. And so when Dogecoin dropped, Bitcoin would drop less. And when Bitcoin went up, Dogecoin, well, it wasn't moving up anymore because Elon Musk had kind of lost his mojo at the time. And it just seemed like it was going down. But anyways, it was like tanking. It was down like 30% one day. And Enrique was like in our group chat, was like, I demand you cover this position right now. He was like yelling at me. And so I was like covered it. But anyways.
Sounds like you owe him a Bud Light.
I do owe him a Bud Light. Or
24-ouncer.
Oh, yeah. His favorite. Anyways, cool. Thanks, buddy.
Well, thanks. Take care.
Take care. Love it. That was the Hard Money Troll, everybody. He is the troll on Hard Money, the website / okay, so people are sending stuff in the I'm trying to figure out a way to deal with all the chat and stuff. The phone lines are open again. I'm going to go back to the email, but if someone calls in, we'll go here. Okay, here's a question. This is a sketch idea. Not taking sketch ideas on here. I don't even know why I brought that up. Okay. Hello. What's the best way to... Oh. I got a call and then it went away really quickly. All right, we're going to read this question. Okay. What's the best way to celebrate a holiday like this if I can't afford to buy my crush popcorn? What, National Popcorn Day? There are so many holidays listed on that site, and I'm already in some pretty bad debt from National Missouri Day. Okay, this doesn't sound like this is a serious question. How does a low-value male navigate the 316 holidays in January? I didn't know there are 316 holidays in January. I didn't know that there's a thing called National Missouri Day. There is National Popcorn Day, which is January 19th, 2023. I would say definitely on January 19th, 2023, what you want to do is get a popcorn, cut a hole in the bottom. It's the age-old trick. You cut the hole in the bottom for the ladies. And then it's also going to be National Sneaky Handjob Day. So that is my advice there. Let's go. We got some more questions. When will Black History Month make us blind to color? I don't know. That seems like more like a riddle than a question, even though I guess it is a question. But I'm going to say you stumped me there. You know what? I'm going to go. We have some voicemails. Let's go check out what's going on in the voicemails.
Hey, Danny. It's me again. Aaron.
Oh, this might be from last week.
My brother was listening, and he said that I didn't say my name.
Sounds drunk.
So,
he sounds drunk, right? I don't know what you guys think. This is Aaron from, I guess he called in last week. Definitely sounds drunk. Let's go.
But I think I did, so it's Aaron. So if, like, you guys are doing the boys cast, and you're like, yo, shout out to Aaron, because, I'm a patron. I'm on the Patreon, by the way. So now you have 2 reasons to shout me out.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the first one was just because I wanted you to, but.
Okay, so Aaron, that by the way, that call came in at 2:52 a.m. So Aaron decided he was drunk for sure. At 2:52 a.m. Aaron got lit and then remembered, hey, you know what? I had something I wanted to say on the show. All right, thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you, dog. Here's another message.
Hey, just wondering what kind of conspiracy theories you're into. You Bigfoot guy, Loch Ness monster. You know, what kind of you believe in orbs visiting the planet, spaceships from other planets, maybe? I don't know.
All right.
Talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for calling in the conspiracy. I like conspiracy theories. I like listening. Like I said it last week or whatever, but like I like the show Coast to Coast, and I listen to Coast to Coast, and I like it. But I don't really believe in a lot of them. I just like listening to people talk all this nonsense. Like, but I don't really. I mean, I believe in a lot of like. Is aliens a conspiracy theory? I guess the Area 51 would be the conspiracy theory. This is turning into Coast to Coast AM. I hope it's turning into Coast to Coast AM. Shout out George Norrie. Shout out Art Bell. But like, yeah, I don't really like the Loch Ness, the Bigfoot. I don't believe in that stuff. I just feel like it would have been found by now. So I'm going to say no, I don't believe in them, but I like them. But I guess like, maybe the Kennedy one, I do believe that. All right, we got a call. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, you are on Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, you're speaking with Betsy.
Hey, Betsy. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am excellent. I had a little bit of a brain thing. What can I do? You are the first female caller, Betsy, in this history of Low Value Mail, all 1 2/3 episodes. Someone just said your name is not Betsy, which I probably believe, but that doesn't matter. It does not matter. But Betsy,
no,
what?
it is. I'm on my sister's phone.
Oh, okay, cool. Why'd you call in? Just so you can't be traced?
No.
Can't be tracked. How's it going, Betsy? What can I help you with?
It's great. I was just watching your thing, and you were talking about conspiracies.
Yeah. What kind of conspiracies are you into?
Well, I am into all conspiracies, but the one that I really was wondering your opinion on.
Russian collusion.
Oh, I mean, I heard about that one.
No, I'm kidding.
But I was thinking,
that's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact, Betsy. Okay.
Well,
don't come out with that conspiracy. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's a fact for sure. But what about the Great Reset? Have you ever heard of that one?
I've heard of the Great Reset, and I literally, Justin Trudeau, it gets played a lot because he used the term the Great Reset in talking about the economy. I think he was talking about like the economy and in terms of like environmental stuff, where he's like
the World Economic Forum.
The World Economic Forum and the Klaus Schwab stuff. That dude is hilarious. I like that guy. That guy's a real villain.
Wow.
Yeah. In terms of, do I believe that there's a... See, I believe if you want to talk conspiracies, I don't think that the, like, if you're saying that COVID was part of this whole Great Reset, I would be more inclined to think that COVID, if there's like a grand conspiracy where COVID was used as a weapon to do damage, it makes way more sense that China used COVID to basically weaken the U.S. because China and America are basically 1 and 2 in the world, and China is absolutely gunning for number 1. So it makes more sense to me, I guess, that is the conspiracy where, I mean, obviously some people think it's fact, but that China used it to essentially weaken the U.S. economy, and then, which they have, no question, the amount of money that was forced to print and all that shit. So in terms of the Great Reset, I don't know. I like some of the kind of New World Order-y, like conspiracies. What do you think about the Great Reset? Let me hear your take on it.
Well, I don't really know. It just all sounds sketchy because I would hear Alex Jones talk about it, and then I really saw the real government talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they were using it. The only government I've really seen use it. Did the Klaus Schwab guy actually say the Great Reset? Or was it
I'm
just
not
Trudeau?
sure, but
Because I
know,
saw
like,
Trudeau use that actual
because
phrase.
here's the thing, right? So if you look up the World Economic Forum,
Oh,
not
yes.
even the Great Reset, it'll
Yeah.
come up there.
No,
right?
I know. I've seen the stuff about it, and then I saw specifically Trudeau use that language, which I like. Part of me was like, "Is this a troll? Is he just like a huge troll, and he knows that this is going to absolutely just set people off?"
Probably.
But I someone says my dad even knows about the Great Reset. Yeah, I don't know. I see. I've never been a huge New World, one world government. My friend who was super into conspiracies, he was into this whole one world government thing where this like.
Because that's what I think. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, but the problem I have with that is that there's two superpowers in this world, specifically China and Russia. And if there's anything that the last 2 years has taught us is they are not going to be cooperating with everybody else. I do not see some scenario where like all these superpowers are just kind of on the same page about this shit. China wants domination and Russia is just a fucking loves to just fuck around and screw us shit. So I don't know. I like the idea of it. I believe some people have put it forward, but do I believe it's real that there is this great reset and that COVID was the thing needed to do that? I'm going to say no.
No.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Utopia?
No. What is that? Is it a crappy show my
well,
girlfriend made me watch?
No way. No way.
Okay.
It's a great show. It's lit. I don't.
What's
I
it? What's
could
it on?
spoil it, but it's insane. There's a remake that they made in 2020, but there's an original version from the UK in 2013.
Okay.
And it's basically like COVID, and it's almost like eerie because it
Is
feels
it
like
there's a pandemic?
Yeah, that's like they released it on purpose just to make everybody take a vaccine to depopulate the world because it would make some people infertile by taking the vaccine.
That's in the movie?
That's the whole baseline of the show.
Or of the show. Because there was some movie too that there was some movie that was like a pandemic movie, and it basically was exactly what was going on too. I can't remember. I remember right when the pandemic started, people were like, "Yeah, this movie," and
I remember I heard about that one too.
Yeah.
Because that's the weird thing. Because Utopia came out in 2013, and then Amazon remade it in 2020.
Convenient. Someone says you should watch New Utopia. It's eerie. Oh yeah, Utopia. It's top schizo shit. Contagion. That's what it is. Chad Thundernut. Thank you. Contagion is the movie.
Oh yeah, Contagion.
Yeah. What's up, everybody that's watching? Yeah. So I haven't seen Utopia. I'll check. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Okay.
Amazon Prime.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there obviously are these things that align, but again, I'm like, did they remake Utopia to what? Like, make it more? Because if anything, if the true conspiracy around Utopia, if it's so similar to what people are saying, the worst case scenario that's going on, they'd scrub Utopia from the internet. They wouldn't be like, here it's on Amazon Prime. Watch this thing that everybody is like worried about. The real conspiracy you'd be like, hey, what's this show Utopia? And then China style, you'd go to Google it and like nothing would come up.
But let me ask you this, right? Because I was talking about American Horror Story today earlier with my friend, because I think that they try to tell you the truth through fiction. And in the newest season, they legitimately tell you that the government killed JFK because he was going to expose that aliens were real.
I mean, that is a theory. And I will say this. I was in Dallas. Me and Ryan were doing shows in Dallas.
I love the Boys Cast. I watch that all the time when I'm doing my makeup.
Oh,
Sorry,
amazing. Thank you. But we were in Dallas, and I went walking to the spot. There's like the road where JFK was shot, and there's an X on the road. And I was walking there with my girlfriend, and I think everybody does this when they go there. They stand there, and then they go and they look at the fucking building, and they to see like the shot, right? And so I go up to it, and I stand there. I'm like on the road, and I'm looking at the thing, and I go, yeah, that's a pretty good shot. Impressive shot or whatever. And then I'm looking again. And I go, I'm not looking at the right building. And then I go look at the building, the window that it actually came from, the book. And I'm like, Bill Hicks had a joke, but they're like, there's no fucking way. I like the angle that you look at it, you go, I can't fathom that was even possible. That shot. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'll say
But
I don't know. I definitely some there's a lot of stuff with the Kennedy stuff. It just can't come out because it could delegitimize the U.S. government if they had something to do with it. Not that they need any help being delegitimized, but
yeah, exactly.
Anyways, cool. Thank you. Anything else, Betsy? For the
could I
first
ask
female
one
caller ever.
Could I ask?
Possibly the last.
I'm so honored.
I don't know.
I'm so honored.
I don't know what the demographics are of the show. Possibly you might be the last. We might need you to come back
Well,
just to get the diversity numbers up.
Yeah, right? Thank
Yeah.
God. I feel honored. But I got one last question because, because I know you're into like crypto stocks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about Palantir?
Palantir. What do I know about? Okay, so I do know a bit about Palantir. Full disclosure,
I want to know everything.
I don't know a lot about the company, but I know.
But what you know.
But I'm friends with one of the people who I'll not name, but one of the people who started Palantir I know personally.
Really?
So
yeah.
I am remiss to be buying in on these meme stocks. So there's a lot of stuff that goes, like when you buy a stock, again, I would say the main thing with something like Palantir is I don't know if they make money. I don't think they do actually make money. And so if you are from like the Warren Buffett school of investing, literally when you buy a stock, you are buying the future earnings of a company discounted to today. So if a company doesn't make any profits, theoretically, their stock should be worth nothing, except for that there's companies like Amazon who purposely don't make money, but then eventually make lots of money, right? So something like Palantir, I know they get lots of government contracts, but I don't know in terms of like the supply of their, like how many shares, because I know they had something where they were like, had stock unlocks so people could sell, like just massive amounts of stock would become available to sell, which when supply is greater than demand, the price goes down. So do you currently own Palantir or you're looking to buy Palantir? People are asking, it's a PLTR. It was like it was a meme stock. It was a Wall Street Bets verifiable.
Yeah, well.
Stock. Okay, so do you own it?
Honestly, my dad does, but I just don't know anything about stocks, so it just kind of scares me because he's like older, watching these people on the internet that he doesn't understand.
But so are you worried that he bought it? Like, did he do something? Did he put his whole retirement in it?
No, not his whole retirement, but he's getting older,
Yeah, I would say if it's his like disposable income that he's just having fun gambling with, then whatever. If he's putting his I don't know what it's at right now. What's it in, like the teens or something? I know I bought it. I owned it last year for like a week when the whole bubble was going on, mania kind of thing, when it was in the 20s. I know it came down a lot. I probably wouldn't buy it right here unless you wanted to own it for 5 to 10 years. And
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if he's like, what it's going to do in the next, I don't know. All I know is they do government contracts, and they like, from what I've heard, they do some pretty impressive stuff. But do they make money? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, tell your dad that if he has over a 5% position in it, to trim it down. That'll be my advice to him. If he has more than 5% of his money in Palantir, tell him to trim it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Made my night.
Thanks for calling in, Betsy.
Have a good one.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Betsy, everybody. Yeah. A lot of people got fucked with the meme stocks. I kind of want to do a call-in show an episode where everybody says what their worst bags are right now. And by bags, I mean like a stock that is just down, because there's so many of these meme stocks that people, I had a friend who, it was like, there's people who still own GameStop, and I'm like, again, I'll totally concede I might be missing this one, but have you ever fucking walked into a GameStop? I do. Someone says I own several Chode coins. No, I don't own several Chode coins, but yeah, there's like things like GameStop where I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the bigger picture on the GameStop stuff. I don't know. Anyways, let's go back to the voicemail. Yeah, he was talking about conspiracies, and then she kind of was talking about conspiracies. All right, we'll go Here is another
comic skit suggestion.
No.
Have the Canadian government or Trudeau see him as a police officer.
Okay. This show, while it is advice, it is not for sketch suggestions. I do appreciate the sketch suggestions. I also like the fact that this guy called at 6:04 in the morning on Friday. So last Friday, and this is Eastern because I see where he's from. He's on the East. He woke up at 6:04. Probably woke up earlier, 5:30. Probably, going through Twitter, going through the news, and he goes, I have an idea for a sketch, but I don't make sketches. Who? And he goes, oh shit, I got a phone number that Danny has. And then he calls in at 6:04. I hope you're watching this right now. This is not my guys and gals. I'm not insane. I did not give you my personal phone number. This is not my personal phone number. This is a number I bought specifically for the show. So call away. Call away. I'm not going to stop anybody. Excuse me. Sorry, my nose is running a bit. Not COVID. Okay. We got some people who are in the chat. I hope this is not your real phone. These are no longer conspiracies. All right. Okay. Last voicemail. The lines are open. Everybody, we're going to do this for another. This is not my personal phone. Cope. You think that's a Cope? You think it is my personal phone number? I'm like, oh, I've made a huge mistake. Okay. We're going to go. This is the last voicemail that we got. So let's see what we got here.
Fellas, what is up, Danny? Quick question, since I am a low-value male, MALE. I smoke way too much weed. You know what? I don't smoke that much weed. I smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. After work, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, smoke a day. But honestly, I pretty much pass out on my couch, living in a one-bedroom apartment solo. I don't know. Is this degenerate lifestyle, or is this just existing? I'm making money, have a girlfriend, have a life, but I don't really have any weeknights because I'm always so high and kind of just pass out on the couch. I don't even play video games as much anymore because I'm going to bed early. Is this a bad thing? Is this low value or is this high value?
All right.
Love you.
All right. Thank you for calling in. That's a good question. I would say one thing that struck me there. So I used to smoke a lot of weed. I don't know if you could tell, but I used to smoke a lot of weed. I don't really smoke weed anymore, but I did smoke a lot of weed for a long time. I definitely was a, yeah, someone says good question. Yeah, I definitely was into it. And then actually when I moved to New York, I didn't know anybody here. I had no way of getting it, but I'm like, I didn't know anybody here. And I figured you know what, this is kind of a good time to just stop smoking weed. So I kind of stopped smoking weed when I moved here. I definitely like my life more not smoking weed all the time, but I also do still love smoking weed from time to time. I just I have an addictive personality, and so then when I get it, I just do it a lot. The worst thing that ever happened to me with those fucking vape pens, because I basically would treat it like a pacifier, because the worst thing that can ever happen to someone who has likes weed is to be able to press a button and just fucking get blasted out into space. But I will say, if he's he seems like he's partially regretful and partially not. I'm not high right now. Someone says I'm high right now. Not high right now. It's fake news. But he says he doesn't even play video games anymore, and he seems slightly bummed about that. I mean, I would say just, it's kind of cliche, but everything in moderation. And if you want to play more video games and this is legit making you stopping playing video games, then I would say smoke less weed. I can't tell how much because it sounds like he just goes and works his job, comes home, and just like some people have a few drinks to blow off some steam, he smokes weed and kind of just veggies out, and then he's tired because he probably woke up at 6 a.m. and then he just falls asleep. So I would say, the best thing you could do, and weed is especially a good one. Alcohol is not really like this because you have to be a real fucking alcoholic, but take a week off. Weed plus video games is amazing. I agree. Someone said weed plus video games is amazing. Someone says they got work now. Take care from Australia. Good luck down there. But what was I saying? Yeah. Anyways, if I would say just take a week off, see how you like it. Are you? Because you legitimately might be like, okay, I'm still just sitting on my couch. I'm doing the exact same shit. It's not the weed that's making me do this. Is I was gonna do this anyways, just veg out on the couch and watch sports or Netflix or whatever the fuck. But now I'm high, and at that point, I'd be like, just grab the weed and get smoking. All right, we got another call. We're gonna wrap this up shortly, people. Here we go. Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hey, Danny, this is Will.
Hey, what's up, Will? How you doing, man?
And well, how are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. What can I help you with, or not help you with?
Yeah, no, I dig your stuff. I was a musician before COVID, so I discovered so much YouTube over the last 2 years.
Yeah. You just been you like play live music?
Yeah, I had my schedule filled up and everything. It was I kind of maybe this whole universe is because of me, because it was like right when I was gonna have a full schedule, so we're rolling with it now.
Cool.
So it worked out.
What's the COVID situation where you live? Is it over?
Yeah, it's pretty conservative here, but then I'm in the college area.
Okay.
So it's like it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah. But like you can you do gigs again and stuff? Like, is that back?
I didn't all the way. I already took care of my mom, who had like some health stuff, and then I halfway took care of my grandmother. So I was one of those who was like, take care of your own grandparents.
You just had more fucking important shit.
Right, I didn't really fit into the whole narrative kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I agreed with the thing. I was like, I could have made it work. Like, I would have, if we'd have stayed open, I'd have figured out something,
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, we're all on the same page there.
But yeah. So what kind of?
My biggest thing is about being in Arkansas. Like I said, it's worked out. I kind of made the decision
being where?
a
Sorry.
while ago to be.
What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just being in Arkansas.
Oh, in
I made
Arkansas.
the decision a long time ago to be like a local guy. Had the family stuff, we'll call it, and it was just kind of it was a decision I made, and it's good. I was curious. The thing is, and it kind of has to do with the whole Arkansas thing, but like I'll just go ahead and tell you, I've had like a ton of luck with the ladies.
All right. You think that's an Arkansas thing? Loose women down in Arkansas?
Well, here's the thing.
Or are
too.
you
Like,
are you like a tight man? The opposite.
Like, there's a couple things. Okay, so it's like SEC, right? Like the girls are good down here.
Mm-hmm.
There's not like a huge population. Like the crop is good. There's not like a huge population, but like, I mean, when I say luck, I say luck because it's like dad was a football star, mom was kind of a beauty queen. I just came out looking good. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah.
And like,
at least you're aware.
Right, and then the grandmother's like a musician thing. I get the singing chops as well. Like,
It sounds like you got the goods, man.
It's been easy, bro.
Yeah.
For, like the family health stuff, it's been pretty easy. And it's like
you can't have it all. You can't have it all,
Can't have it all. And I thought I was a lot better than I was at first, but now I've got like the 12 years in, and so whenever COVID hit, I started doing online stuff like everybody else did, and it was kind of an ego push. It was great because it was a meritocracy thing, because all of a sudden people who were just like being friendly with gatekeepers, they didn't have any views, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then like the view, just like, I mean.
Wait, are you talking about music here or crushing girls? Which one?
Talking about music.
Music,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, okay. I was like meritocracy.
But
kind
of the same thing, because it's going to flip back to, because that's like a lucky thing. I always felt that was a lucky thing to like the what I was good at, because it's not like I'm good at everything.
What kind of music do you play?
What I was good at was like people paid money for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
of course. But you can do that now, though.
Do it now. I've been working on like a studio and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty excited.
Sweet.
We're gonna try to do it out of there. But like the biggest thing, when I say luck, it is luck, because like I was the guy, and I'm still waiting to meet someone. Tell me if you've met somebody this. I legit did like start out being sort of the artsy. I didn't mind. I get why people thought I was kind of like the gay kid. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to be a cool dude yet. I was just good at singing and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like I started
and
low
good
at the
looking.
totem
Dad's a
pole.
football star. Mom's a beauty queen.
But they're divorced. You know what I mean? We got a
okay.
lot of trauma and stuff.
Right,
Like it's not
right,
like we're
you got
in a
that.
picket fence.
Yeah,
we
you got that
mom,
stuff.
like,
All right.
Kitchen and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But We just got the genes, but we got plenty of mental problems. You know what I mean? We look good on the outside.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have it all.
Exactly. And but this is a really rare story where I started out really low at the totem pole because, like I said, I mean, I don't even look like I am interested in girls, let alone are girls interested in me. And plus, you know, when you're a young boy, you're like the least, you know, like attractive thing to anyone.
Sure.
But I say all that to say, senior year, I get her, bro. Like,
Of
there's
high
the
school or
hottest girl in
college?
school, and this is in 2002. She's like 2020 hot. That's what I tell her. She like already had the ass.
Wait,
before
is this like your wife or something?
No, we're buds now.
Oh, you're buds now. Are you married? Because it's 2000.
I couldn't do it in college. We went to college the next year, and she did Greek, and I didn't. I could. I was
By
not gonna
Greek,
do
you
that.
mean
It's
like
smartest.
the Greeks, like
I didn't do
the
a frat.
sororities or
Arkansas
whatever?
was all frats. and
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone to frat school if I was.
We were just talking about that last night with Ryan because in Canada, like frats and sororities are literally the lamest shit. Like if you tell someone in Canada you're in a frat, people are like, you might as well have cancer or some shit. People are like, oh my God. Whereas in America, it's like people are like, yeah, it's just you got to do that shit.
Yeah, it's like I didn't understand what the pros were. I like I said, I just snagged. I was the kid that like early on, whenever I started dating this girl senior in high school, like other guys walk up to me and like, Will's fucking the hottest girl in school. Like it was just like,
yeah,
it was weird. And so of course,
okay. Now, do you have a question, Will, or do you just?
I go and I put them all on a pedestal, right? So it's that's sort of that thing will kind of ruin.
You're basically saying that getting that girl, that super hot girl, the hottest girl in high school, fucked you up for the rest of your life.
I mean, not for the rest of my life.
Not for the rest of your life, but for college.
Yeah, for sure. There through college, it's like if she wasn't like the senior cheerleader and I'm like a sophomore in a dorm, like I'm not interested. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. But so, do you have a question, or are you just letting everybody know that you just fucking smashed down in Arkansas?
Dude, well, and the reason that I say it like that is because it is so weird. And I wonder if it's like I manifested it because I wanted it bad, dude. Like I started out, you know, like early on trying to figure out this girl thing and taking swings and missing.
What's your current
get
relationship status?
Currently single, for sure. Free agent lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. There's not. I mean, I'm in my 30s. There's like
married, divorced, any of that stuff.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever been married?
No, I was with one for a long time. My genius Captain Sabo asked after I already had the mom to take care of. I snagged one that just was diagnosed with type 1 right out of college. So I helped save her for the next few years and learned a lot of those lessons. So
shitty.
Really, it's been that's lots of.
All right, so what is
the
question here? Because people in the chat are wondering. The chat is
kind of the same thing happened with the second one, where the only reason that I ended up her. I mean, a crazy knockout. Not like the first one where it was like she's 18 and just like holy shit, but it was just like these measurements, Danny. These measurements, they don't even exist, and they were natural.
Okay, well, you have my email, so send some photos along when you get a chance. But
okay,
anyways, go on.
I can do that. I'll for sure do that.
You don't have to. Anyway, so what's the question? What's the question here? People are on the fucking edge of their seat right now.
So, dude, like I'm telling you about, like, there's not a whole lot of fish in this pond.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it anymore. Like I did well. If it's not like if and I'm not saying that a unicorn has to show up and I don't have to put any effort, but if like I don't really think there's something that's gonna like make my life better.
Yeah.
I'm in that nice spot where I'm not even going after it anymore.
So you're you're just like you kind of lost the drive to get women.
Get any woman.
Well, it sounds like how old are you? 38?
37.
Because you were a senior in 2002. Sounds like, I mean, I could be wrong here, but it sounds like you might get benefit from a little testosterone replacement therapy.
It could be for sure.
By the way, you were giving everybody in the comments massive blue balls right now because they want you to get to the fucking point. But so your question,
well,
so this is basically your question.
The big thing is,
let me just see if I can. Well, let me just see if I can sum it down here. So, you kind of were like you feel like you know your prime has passed a bit, even though it probably hasn't in terms of age. But you feel like you kind of conquered.
See, I'm late bloomer. I'm thinking
I think
my body's like 28.
Okay,
really
but you're saying you kind of
starting to need to shave. Yeah, it's a trip.
But you're saying you kind of did all the conquering, and now you just don't have the desire.
Not the desire. I think I'm in a more wise spot where, you know, it's like the Bukowski quote where there's so much things worse than being lonely.
Yeah.
I used to not be able to handle loneliness, and I'm better at that. Really, what I'm getting to is this, and I'll help the chat out here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Arkansas. I told y'all my genetic stock.
Yes.
There's not very many fish down here. Now, like I said, I did well with the ones that aren't in my family, but now, like, basically the only hot ones are in my family.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. What do you mean? The only hot people left are your family members?
No, that last part is bullshit. The rest of that is all true story, though. And right now,
So basically, how big is the city or town you live in?
Fayetteville is where the school is, and see, the
Fayetteville.
deal is Walmart is from where I'm actually from, 20 minutes north.
Yeah.
So we've got money.
Yeah. Oh, so you got lots of people around there. So I don't know. You got to like lower your standards.
They're corporate, dude. I don't hang out with that shit. What I'm gonna do is I've started caretaking for the grandmother full time during COVID, and so that's been a nice break. I'm building a studio. I'm trying to get like better and everything, and then I'm gonna move to a big city.
Okay.
But really, I wanted to try out the story, because everything else I said all that is true, and it really was. It was luck. It was like the other girl didn't know me growing up. She was like on the other side of town, and it's like I peak right whenever I get introduced. It's like all that crazy stuff. But then you hit the nail on the head. I certainly was like an entitled weirdo for like the next 10 years after it.
Okay. Well, I'll say I got to cut this short just because we got some other people.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, buddy.
I appreciate you calling, Will. I would say that I don't even still know quite what your question is, but it sounds like.
I just wanted to talk to you.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I mean, honestly, this show is an advice show, but it's also, if you want to call in and chat, we can do that too. Anyways, thanks for calling, Will.
I wanted to know what you'd say. I appreciate it, buddy.
Cool.
I'm good.
Take care, buddy. All right, Will, everybody. I know you guys all listened to that, and it was dragging on a bit. He kind of told the story a bit like a chick, I must say, not to deride any of you female boys or whatever, but it was a bit much. But I will say that if he sends the photos, if someone make a Discord, someone be in charge of making the Discord, and then I'll put the photos in the Discord and we can see. All right, last call of the night. Maybe one more. We'll do this one though. Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name is Jeffrey.
What's up, Jeffrey? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you calling from? You want to tell
Texas.
us? Texas. I'm a big fan of Texas. Although, where in Texas?
Bulverde out in the rural.
Oh, okay, cool. How's that? I went to. I liked Austin, although I hear like everybody in Texas is like kind of like Austin's not Texas, but I didn't.
Yeah, we don't really like Austin.
Yeah. That's what I hear. I liked Austin. I thought Dallas was okay.
I mean they're all okay.
Yeah.
It's just the people,
Yeah. Anyways, what can I help you with? Or what do you want to talk about?
So I went to the bar tonight, right?
Yeah.
And I asked. So I got a beer. Bartender came up to me for the second time after I ordered some chips and queso, right?
Nice.
And then I said, "Hey, can I get the menu again?" And I had a plan in mind. And she came up again with the menu. I turned the menu around and said, "Hey, I was looking on the menu and I couldn't find your number anywhere."
Oh.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't." And
she can. She doesn't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got to realize too, it's like it depends on when you catch them on their shift. It's like if you catch them at the end of their shift, she probably wants to fucking go home. You almost have to catch them earlier, unless there's like a real spark, and they're getting hit on by fucking old dudes. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 21.
21. Okay, so you're young. So this is you've only been allowed in this bar for maybe months.
Yeah. So didn't have many expectations. I was smiling afterwards. I wasn't too upset about it.
That's fine.
But
That's the way to do it. It's literally,
practice.
You just gotta, exactly. You just gotta get it, whatever. It's like, it's very similar to stand-up comedy in that, I think I said last week, but everybody's always worried about bombing.
That's a great analogy.
You just get the bombs out of the way.
It is, exactly.
Yeah.
So that led me to the question, like, what keeps you from killing yourself?
What keeps me from killing myself? I mean, are you suicidal?
Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, if you're legit, like I'm not suicidal, so I mean, I got a lot of things that I don't want to kill myself over.
So let's say you were, what would be the main reason?
Wait, you're asking me what would be the main reason why I would be hypothetically suicidal?
No. Hypothetically.
Or you're saying hypothetically
you wouldn't kill yourself if you were suicidal?
I mean, I'll tell you this. I think everybody knows somebody who's been like impacted by suicide. Like I'd say like one of my best friends killed himself, and
Yeah.
I honestly, I know this is someone says I got to get a call screener. This is fine. This is like one, I don't know if you are suicidal or not, but all I can tell you is that a lot of times, if it's really, really dark, I will say like go get actual help. But
So
if it's a garden variety kind of like emo-y, like everybody's going through a thing, like
yeah,
like my friend, like he needed to get help for sure, and he had a pretty fucked up life, and he had been in and out. But I can tell you that like had he just like not like that, because it was like he did it that day. Like if you can just wait a little, and I know it's kind of easy to say this, but like I just feel like if you can just wait
I
it
know
out
what you mean.
a little bit more, just like honestly, as crazy as it sounds, just like sleep on it.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
actually,
and
that's really good advice. Sleeping on it is actually it's really good advice.
don't take
So-
sleeping pills to sleep on it, because that would be
No,
counterproductive.
no, no,
Yeah. Don't take a handful
yeah.
of sleeping pills. But I mean, if you have like real, like if there's a real trauma behind it, or if you've been through some shit, like I mean, I don't know. My girlfriend is not that I'm trying to promote her or anything, but she's a therapist, and they help people. She tells me like she has clients and she helps them out, and like sometimes you just need to talk to somebody who is like qualified for that shit. But yeah, someone says in the chat, they go, don't do it drunk. That's a good one. But I will say, when you're 21, man, like you look back on the older you get, you look back on that shit and you go like, that was whatever you think like, again, I can't speak exactly, but whatever you think is like the hardest thing, generally time, you go, whatever, that was nothing. And I would say do not. Here's what I would say is if you're insisting on killing yourself, wait until you're 50.
50.
I know it seems like a far time away, but enjoy your youth. And then if you get to 50 and you're like, this sucks, then pull the plug and you're like, whatever. It's like I feel like I'm meeting you halfway. It's like,
you know what?
It's like if you really are like, give it till 50. And if you really think that 50 is the time, you go, you know what? I'm 50. And you're still dead set on it. And you go, I've been thinking about doing this for 30 fucking years. And at 50, then go for it at 50. But don't do it when you're 21, because you're like, and don't do it over a fucking girl either. What's this?
Oh yeah, no, never over anybody else.
Because my friend did kill
yourself.
himself over a girl, and you're like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, I've had a tiny.
Someone asked, "Are you suicidal from
but...
listening to the last caller?" Because I was a little bit too. And I promise it gets better.
Yeah. I agree.
But anyway, but anyways, yeah, I would say not to be joking about it if it's like serious, but I would say
jokes.
I would say, you gotta wait it out. Do you have friends and stuff?
Oh yeah, I got the best of friends.
Yeah, you just kind of have that like kind of darkness inside of you.
Oh
yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you know what? There's ways of kind of like healthily dealing with that, I guess productively. I'd say try and keep busy. This is definitely not medical advice. That's what some people, but I'd say my best advice is, it's like, dude, you're like barely removed from high school and all that nonsense. What was your high school like?
Yeah. Out of high school, just got my job.
What was your high school like? Did you have fun in high school? Was it miserable?
Yeah, I actually I've had an amazing childhood, amazing life. I'm not like conceited, but I am somewhat good looking dude.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That's fine. You don't have to be. You can.
I'm a lucky person. I have a lot of things to be grateful for, but it just doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems like you kind of. I mean, I think it might be more common when someone like your age, just because you kind of. I don't know if it's a mixture of I imagine, do you do drugs or alcohol, any of that shit?
Oh yeah, I went through a phase. I smoked like 5 times a day for like 2 years, and then now that I quit weed, now I'm just drinking every day. But
yeah, I mean, I would say alcohol is literally a depressant. So
yeah, it's probably the worst.
But
thing
again,
to do,
I'm sure if you fucking are like feeling bad or whatever, it temporarily. I mean, it's why a ton of people do that shit. I would say that
Of course.
this is probably one of the topics where I'm not super qualified, but for this. But I will say that like just wait it out, because as dark as it seems when you're 21, like if you talk to any person who's like in their 30s, they'll be like, yeah, I had some dark times when I was that age, and then they look back on it and they're like, yeah, it was fucking nothing. That was like, you know, it's like, it's kind of like the eye of the hurricane or eye of the storm, or like, actually maybe it's the opposite of that, but you know, it's the opposite of the eye of the storm, but it's like, you know, it might seem bad because you like, I will say this. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Perspective is everything.
The older you get, like every year of your life currently is 5% of your life. And in terms of your conscious, in terms of your conscious life, every, like, you know, you probably don't have memories before say 4 years old, so you're 21 years old, so so 1 year of, you know, your experience is 1/17th, but the older you get, that fraction become like the denominator becomes larger and larger, and then just everything matters less because you have just a general greater body of experience.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I would say just don't, because
No, and I won't. And you know what? I could be pessimistic for the next 2 hours and come back at you with everything I could with, you know, the negative version.
I mean, dude, it's
everybody's
got their shit, and I'm sure whatever yours is valid. And like, if you really are like on the cusp of it, I would say go call one of those, like, you know.
No, that's
but I will say this: if you, go. Someone says in the thing, go, like, tell them to get a therapist, not a psychologist, which is good experience. But I will say that like a lot of people have, if you're worried about having like a passing kind of thought, like that's concerning you, that you just like think about it, I think that's kind of normal. Like, I think people just, it's a curious, you go like, I wonder if, but whether you're like, I actually am like gonna do it, that becomes a whole different ball of wax. You know what I mean? But if you're just like, oh, it's like you think about it like theoretically,
it's like an intrusive. It's like, oh, I wonder if I just swerve into this tree, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's literally, there's a name for that. It's called horrific.
Yeah, it's an intrusive thought.
Horrific impulse or whatever.
Yes,
it's like,
same
I
thing,
mean, I've had that thought a million times, where you're driving down the highway and you go like, I wonder what happened if I just fucking. Yeah. That I think is quite common. Like, if you're,
that's pretty normal.
That's normal.
I agree.
Yeah, that is normal. But once you get to the, you know, the thing where you're like, you know, writing notes and sitting, it's like literally sitting in the darkness, just like staring off in a fucking, you know, 1,000-yard stare,
fantasizing about it.
Once it becomes a fantasy, that's when I'd definitely look into professional help, because I'm telling you, most people, I'm sure, in this hypothetical scenario, if they could undo them killing themselves, they would. It's just like, in that moment, it probably seems like the best idea. And I'm sure there's a ton of people who, like, you know, were this close to doing it and then they didn't, and they're just like very thankful that they never did.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the darker version of that, where they did it and didn't succeed. And then they pretty much always wish they didn't. So
no, they always wish they didn't. And I'm like, I mean, whatever, how bad it is just like, dude, go fucking watch some National Geographic shit. It's like, there's 4 billion people on Earth. Dude, you live in America, man. It's like,
exactly. Yeah,
you live in the fucking greatest, most prosperous nation in the world. You have every opportunity available to you. You're young. You're apparently what did you say, like a 7 out of 10 or whatever? You didn't say that; those are my words. But you know, you're a good-looking guy. I would like, if you think it's an actual like medical issue, then get medical attention. But if you're just having some emo-y like existential crisis shit, you know, maybe try and not drink as much, because that's not helping. And
it's definitely not. Yeah, you're right.
And, you know, maybe get a pet. I don't know what your exact situation is, but my best advice is wait till you're 50. And if you're on your 50th birthday, you decide this is it, I've had enough of it, then treat yourself, man. But don't until then.
I have a really dark sense of humor, and I was just thinking of, you know.
I mean, I have a dark sense of humor too, because I'm telling somebody
Happy birthday.
You know this, but I will say that, yeah, don't just, you know, if you think this is a medical issue, get medical treatment. There's a lot of people in the chat who seem to have some, you know, experience, and I don't know, maybe we'll get like a fucking Discord going. You guys can all talk to each other. I don't know, but
Hey, that would be nice. I got a lot I didn't say. And,
what else you got? We got time.
Oh,
You're gonna be the last
Yeah,
caller of the night, so.
I mean, I promise, man. I could keep you on here for hours.
I mean, this is on YouTube. There's no fucking. I mean, we're not going to do hours because I actually kind of got to pee because I've been drinking myself. But do you have anything else, or was that kind of the main one?
Okay, let me. All right. Have you ever heard of Pascal's wager?
Yes. Yeah, I've heard of the term. Can you refresh me?
Yes. Okay. So there's basically it basically is saying we all bet on we just bet on the best choice every day, all day. That's all we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really, if you look at the afterlife, there's only 4 options. There's live as if there is no creator, die, and there's nothing else, right?
Yeah.
And then the second option is live the same way. You live as if there's no creator. You enjoy what a religious person would call evil.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
are you a religious person?
So that's a complicated answer.
Did you grow up in religion?
Yes, I did. So so the second, there's 5. So that was the.
I pulled it up actually right now. I got it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So there's there's a bunch of different ones, but essentially there's God exists, and if you believe in God, you have eternal happiness. If you don't believe in God, eternal damnation. God does not exist, nothing happens. God exists, nothing does not exist, nothing happens.
Yep.
So basically, you're wanting. I guess depends on if you believe God exists or not.
Well, it's really a matter of whether what you want to bet on, and
Sure.
if you're a decent, at all decent gambler,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely bet on some religion, because 100 years of earthly joy is nothing compared to eternal heaven or eternal hell. You know.
Sure. I mean, I'm not a very religious person. I went to like a Hebrew school for Jews or whatever the fuck when I was like from 1st grade to 8th grade. And I'm not really into that stuff. I will say that it's like just live your life like you don't need to, just be good. I don't know, like just don't be a piece of shit.
I agree.
Like you don't have to, I don't know if you need to worry about that stuff because it's not in your control unless you're going in the vein of like, hey, if I don't legitimately believe in this specific God and no other God, then I'm going to hell or whatever. But again, the odds that there's one religion is right is, I mean, I find to be the least likely scenario. And if there is one religion that's right, it's definitely
that standpoint.
And if there is one that's right, it's definitely Islam. So I don't know where you stand on Islam.
Well, no, I mean, I haven't read the Quran, so
well, you better fucking get on it, pal.
Well, I would if I get on the Quran, you should read the Pascal's wager and think on it.
Yeah, I'll read it. But I mean, again, I generally just live my life as I just try to be good regardless of what that potential outcome is. And then these are outcomes outside of my control. So, once that, you reach that bridge or whatever, then that'll be dealt with. But I'm not going to look back and be like, oh, I wish I mean, my parents would kill me if I fucking become Christian at this point in the game. So it's not an option. And they're going to like it even less if I become Muslim. So I'm just going to stick with Jewish, and we don't have a hell. So I actually, you know what? Pascal's wager, did he factor in that Jews don't believe in hell? Like, is there a Pascal Berg? Is there like a Pascal Berg's wager with like the Jewish Pascal and there's no hell quadrant?
It would probably just be another number. It would be 6 instead of 5 options.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
which really doesn't change much, but I appreciate everything we talked about, man.
Yeah, hell, man. Yeah, and honestly, just like if it is a medical thing, get medical help. But
oh yeah, no.
but
I
if
already
you're
got that
serious,
taken care of,
if
yeah.
you really are dead set on doing this, wait till you're 50.
You know what? I will. Thanks, man.
Fuck yeah, man. Okay, take care, dude.
You too, man.
All right, bye.
See ya.
All right. Well, I thought that was maybe going to be a bit of a prank call, but it wasn't. He seemed like a good kid. You know, you get young and yeah, if you're older and you've been 21, you kind of are like, yeah, nodding along. You go, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I saved a life until he's 50. And yeah, you don't shrug off other religions. That's people, what they're saying. Anyways, that has been the episode for this week. I have to pee so badly. Maybe for next week, I'll get a little like be right back little thing so that I can go pee and we could do this longer. But someone says wait until he moves on from Pascal to Nietzsche. Anyways, that's it for this week. Dude, thank you very much, everybody. This is so fun. I'm sorry that I didn't get to the questions because people keep calling in. And honestly, it's just such a better show if you call in versus send an email. So if you can call in, save it for the emails. Otherwise, we'll get to your emails if you've sent in an email. I apologize that we haven't got to them yet because I know there's a bunch of them. But if you prefer, do call in. And someone said, Danny, just remember you don't have VODs. What's a VOD? I don't even know what VOD is. Having to pee is such a chick move. What do you mean? I've been fucking pounding Diet Coke and Coke Zeros and fucking water for the last 2 hours. Video on demand. What does that mean? What's video on demand? Okay, I'll look into the video on demand. Email is not better than calls. Calls are better. Like on Twitch, you can't watch you can't watch the past live streams. Well, you can watch on YouTube. Why can't you just go on YouTube? It's on YouTube. Who doesn't have YouTube? Unless you have an aversion to it, like it's like an ethical thing. I don't know. I know I should stop drinking Coke Zero. It's bad, but fucking goddamn, it tastes so good. Anyways, I will figure that thing out for Twitch. I will, if you guys. No, I know it's on YouTube. I'm just telling you. Okay, Twitch is for children. I agree. I don't know. I honestly was like, maybe I'll just do YouTube and no Twitch, but then some of you like on Twitch, so Twitch it is. That's been the episode. Should I get a Discord going? Just comment on the YouTube because I can't keep track of all these things, but I'll get a Discord going for this if that's what you guys want. I still don't. Can we buy the VHS for this show? There is no VHS, but you can watch it for free. And if you want to listen to it, just the episode, it's on Spotify. It'll be everywhere soon. Can you mail me the tapes? No, but if anybody got an album, one of my albums for donating to that Bronx Fire, they're in the mail and you will receive them. Can we say the N-word in the Discord? That's what Discord's for, baby. No, you can't. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Anyways, there might be a Discord next week. I got to piss so badly. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys are all the best. Have a great week. I will see you all next Tuesday. Bye-bye.